Sorry, guys.
Today in the IAL, join an exclusive conversation with our Director of Fan Experience, Corrine Lewis, and the first coach of the IAL, Hollywood. They will be joined by special guest former pro Scott Kloman. With the April 2026 kickoff, things are beginning to load. What teams could be announced next? Stay tuned to the IAL, where fans win too.
Hey everyone, welcome to Live with the IAL. I'm Corrine Lewis, Director of Fan Experience, and with me today is my co-host and IAL head coach, Coach Hollywood. How are you doing, Hollywood?
What's up, Corrine? How are you? Good to see you again.
Doing good, Hollywood. Looking all snazzy and done up. I like it.
Trying to keep it together.
Hey, look, I'm excited. We have a lot going on today on this show, so I think we should get to it. We'll just start with some announcements. I have a couple of questions for you from our viewers, and then we're going to bring on our very, very special guest. So, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. So, our first announcement is your and my favorite. We announce it every week. Is our promotion in the IAL called Fans Win Too. And listen, everyone, this is the most incredible opportunity for you. So Fans Win Too. If you are a season ticket holder anywhere in the IAL and your team wins the championship, our COO, Tom Mitchell, in his generosity, has decided that if your team wins the championship and you are a season ticket holder, for 2027, you are going to be comped renewed season tickets. Tell me where else that happens, Hollywood.
Nowhere.
Who else does that?
Absolutely.
Tom Mitchell. That's who does that, right?
Absolutely.
That's the kind of COO we have. That's the kind of excitement he's about and we're about. And so listen, this is the time to go get your tickets. Go to IALfootball.com. Check out what team you're going to support, who's close by. Maybe you want to be in Glasgow, right? Maybe you want to be in Zurich. It doesn't matter. So get your tickets, pick your seats, and let's get ready to go. All right. The second announcement I'm going to make is, I think, Hollywood, you're going to like this, right? So I found out today that December 3rd is our official announcement of our Salt Lake City team. So I'm so excited about that. Talked about this for weeks, but I mean, Hollywood, you know, the state of Utah, but the city of Salt Lake has amazing football tradition. And I think those fans are going to be, I think they're going to be crazy. I can't wait. I am really excited to see what Salt Lake does. So December 3rd, be looking for that announcement. We'll announce the team name and everything else.
Salt Lake City always had a good fan base, a good arena football fan base.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a couple arena football teams in Salt Lake, but now we have one coming that's going to do it the right way. That's going to be around for a while. So I'm very excited to see how that team playing out in the community out there in Salt Lake. It's just exciting to see the league grow right before our eyes, right?
Absolutely.
Announcement after announcement, and just great things happening for the IAL.
Absolutely. And also in speaking with Tom Mitchell today as well, we have teams solidified in Canada. Look, every week is something exciting. And every time I pick up the phone with him, I'm just like on pins and needles because I'm going to hear something else that he and our commissioner, Dan Lust, have put together. And I'll tell you what, I'm just glad I'm part of this team. I'm glad that I am in the IAL. That's all I have to say about that.
I can concur.
Right? Okay, so listen. So another announcement that's very close to my heart is the first week after the Super Bowl, we are going to be actually holding our dance team tryouts. And, you talk cheerleading and dancing. Now you're in my wheel well. I love it.
That's your alley right there, Corrine. That's where you come in.
Adrian Ross said last Tuesday, he's like, I'm free to judge. And I said, yes, Big A, I'm sure you are. So also for our viewers to also know, be looking, I'm excited about this as well. We're going to be having a live, and I'm going to be bringing on professional cheerleaders and dancers from all over the world, NBA, NFL, Division I, from all over Europe. I actually have a cheerleader who used to cheer for Washington in the NFL, and she is in Japan. She's coming on as well. So I'm super excited about that. And we will, with our amazing social media team, we will be announcing that. Okay.
Let's do it. That's one of the greatest part of football, right? Or
right.
Sports all in general.
Man, well, right. Well, the fans are number one always, right? But look, the dancers and cheerleaders have no one to get excited, for or about. The players don't have anybody to get excited about if we don't have the best fans in the world. And you know what? I am confident we will have the best fans in the world. I believe that. So here we go. You ready? We're going to take a couple of questions from our past lives. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. The first question is, what qualities do you look for in players to represent the league?
What qualities?
Mm-hmm.
This is my favorite question.
What qualities do you look for, Hollywood?
I look, when it comes down to qualities, the main thing that I look for is the intangibles, things that you have to show up with, right? And that's discipline, integrity, and character. I know you guys probably heard me say that on 5 different lives, but it's so important to the foundation of what we do on and off the field. Got to be able to trust you, right? I got to be able to know that you're going to do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be, and do it how it's supposed to get done. So those are 3 things that I stand on. I'm real big on attitude and effort as well, right? And but just coming in and having work ethic, right? And that's attitude. How hard you work towards your goal is attitude, right? I mean, it's effort, and attitude is your mentality towards it. So we need guys that want to come in who wants to be great, who wants to grow, who wants to put on the best product, who wants to be a part of the best league.
Absolutely.
The best league in the world. A lot of people can say the best league in the country. We can say the best league in the world because we're international. So I'm just excited for all the new things we're bringing to the game of football.
Yes. Agreed. All right. This is our second and last question from our viewers, Hollywood. It says, Coach, what's the biggest difference in preparing players for the fast-paced arena game compared to traditional outdoor football?
Practice, right? A lot of guys come in initially into like tryouts and practice and camp, and they're not accustomed to, right, the smaller field, the fast pace, the high motions, the wall, which is undefeated. The wall will not move
every time,
how big or small you are. Ask me how I know. I didn't read it in the book, Kareem. I had to face that wall once or twice myself, and I can tell you I lost. So it's a lot of different elements of the game that you must grasp before even entering the field, and that all starts in camp, right? Get accustomed to the high motion. You don't do that outdoors. Indoors, the wide receiver get a running start. You got to be able to defend that, right? So it's just practice, repetition, getting accustomed to and getting acclimated to the game of arena football. But
look, here's the thing. You brought up wide receivers, and I know both of us could not be more excited for our special guest today. And I want to introduce to all of the IAL fans, listen, this special guest today is a former Southern standout. He's a professional football wide receiver in the NFL, NFL Europe, CFL, XFL, and the AFL. And I'll tell you what, also, this dynamic man also has his own podcast called Dreams Podcast, The Locker Room to Reality. I am so excited to introduce to you, Hollywood, and to everyone, Scott Cloman.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey!
Oh, Scott.
Scott. That was just the beginning.
I appreciate that. I feel like I'm back on the field.
Well, I've been watching you a long time. You know, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. So, super excited to have you on here. When I told Coach Hollywood we were going to have you, I mean, I'm like, okay, Hollywood, we don't have all day. You know what I mean? There's so much to talk about. So, hey, listen, so Scott, I have some questions. Again, there's so much to say, but me being the director of fan experience, this league is fan focused. Everything is about our fans. And from the minute the fans get to the arena to the minute the fans leave, we want them to leave knowing that, period, this is about them. And so my first question for you on that vein is, what do the fans mean to you and why?
I mean, before I even get started, man, I wish when I was playing, I had a coach like this.
Right?
Just by the way he looks like I'm ready to go. But you know what? I'm so happy that I got a chance to start off in arena football and finish my career in arena football. Yeah. It really made me really appreciate the fans, and the fans are a part of the game. They're right there. They're right there with you. Sometimes you love what they're saying. Sometimes, when you're on the road, not so nice things. I heard some very derogatory things.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal, right? You like Coach said, that wall is undefeated. You jump up catching that ball on the wall, and the fans are right there and they're tugging at the ball. So they're really a part of the game. And then afterwards, you're signing every autograph. And so when I went to the NFL, and I never forget, like my first training camp with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I, seeing some of these star players, ignore fans, and I understand they're busy and tired and not give autographs sometimes, but I always made it a point because of my start in arena football that we're nothing without the fans.
Right.
Right. And so they're just as important as the players. And that's the approach I've always had. And so I've always directed my energy to the fans any chance I got.
Well, I love that. That's amazing. And we are all three like-minded for sure. So listen, Scott, I want everyone to get to know, get to know you a little deeper. And so take us, on your journey from Compton to Southern, what was that journey? What was your experience?
Yeah. Growing up in Compton, California, in the 90s, the height of the gang violence, a lot of drug dealers around. I was right in the middle of that. And so, you're faced with a decision. Do I want to go this way or go that way? I was fortunate enough to have some amazing parents. Yeah. I played every sport, and I just from a kid, I wanted to be special, and I wanted to be successful. I was just as bad as the rest of the kids, and could have went that route because you're a part of the neighborhood, right? But I had an older brother who's like 6 years older than me, and so I seen him go to jail at an early age, at 16, and I just saw the disappointment in my mother's face, and I just she made me promise her that I wouldn't go that route, and so I just I focused on football in school, right, and got an opportunity to go play at Southern University in Baton Rouge, which was a culture shock, coming from LA. They made me take my earrings out. I was flashy,
like Hollywood.
I'm at work right now. I'm in the office right now, so I don't have all my. But yeah, I'm flashy, and they that's not a part of the Southern culture at that point, And so it made me take my earrings out, yes sir, no, yes ma'am, and
Yeah.
but it taught me how to be a gentleman, right? So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, it was definitely a culture shock, and the heat coming from California to Louisiana was something to deal with. I tell you,
That humidity is real, right?
yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you sharing that. And listen, one thing that's so unique about you, I don't know if I personally know anyone who has played in every major league. The experiences you have, the things you've seen, the groups of guys that you've played with, coaches, everything. And so that's the question. What was it like to be you having those experiences in every league?
Yeah, I just love to play football. And so just so happened, they gave me a check to do it. So I was like, man, I always thought I was stealing, like I had a mask on, robbing someone. I'm like, I can't believe I'm picking up a check to do this, but I tell you what, the arena football game, you guys talked about it earlier, your adjustments is fast. And so when I did play that, start off in arena football and then go to the NFL, it was it is tough, obviously with the playbook and stuff, but because the arena football game is such a fast game, it made the NFL game easier because you have time to kind of regroup, in the middle of a play. Where in arena football, if your technique not proper as a defensive back, so to speak, you get beat, it's over.
Right.
It's over, right? Yeah, you're done. And so, and not to get off subject, one of my good friends who actually coached me, Derek Stingley, his son is one of the best corners in the NFL, Derek Stingley Jr. And the reason why is because he grew up training as an arena football player. So your technique has to be it has to be on point. And Derek Stingley Jr. he learned by watching arena football and being taught by an arena football coach. One of the reasons why he's so good. By playing in so many different leagues, obviously you create these relationships. You have to be able to adjust. The XFL was definitely extremely fun. It was extremely fun. I got to give a shout out to my people out in Dusseldorf, Germany. When I was playing with the Ryan Fires, with the San Francisco 49ers got allocated over there. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be probably, if that's not the best fan base, I know Utah, you guys mentioned Utah earlier. Utah always has some really good fans, but I'm telling you, those Germans, I'm telling you, I thought I was Michael Jordan out there. I'm walking down the street. They showed a lot of love, man.
A little later on in the show, Scott, you actually are going to interact with one of those fans from Dusseldorf. So that's excellent. You brought that up, but go ahead and keep going.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and so, like I said, so many different leagues. But at the end of the day, it's still football.
Right.
We can talk about this and talk about that, different concepts. It's still football. And like Coach said, integrity, character, do what you're supposed to do, be on time. Because if I can't trust you off the field, I can't trust you on the field.
Absolutely.
And so I was fortunate to be around some amazing coaches, amazing players. I came in as a young rookie in arena football. I had Aaron Garcia, one of the best to ever do it. And then I go to Kansas City. I got Tony Gonzalez, Andre Rison. These guys took me under their wing. I go to San Francisco. I had Terrell Owens, Jeff Garcia. We had Jeff Garcia on our podcast recently. And, I was really fortunate to be around some really good people. And that really plays a part in a young player's success. The veterans he's around, learning how to take care of your body, just seeing how to be a professional is very, very important. So I'm extremely grateful for all the relationships and places I've been.
I love that. And listen, I'm going to ask you one more question, pass the torch over to Hollywood. Let him talk with you a little bit of X's and O's and all things IAL, and then we'll bring you back into our special announcements and things. But I wanted to know, what is your most memorable moment in your entire football career?
That's a good question. Oh man,
Early.
you know, unfortunately, probably. You know what? I'm not. That's a good question because I've had some tough losses.
Mhm.
And those are the things that come to mind first. But probably, getting the call. And I don't want to be long winded. I know we don't have a lot of time here, but I go and I get an opportunity to play with I go to camp with the Iowa Barnstormers, and you're used to you're coming from high school, college, where a guy can lose a scholarship in college, but for the most part, as long as you show up and you're supposed to do it, they're not going to kick you off the team. Where I get to Des Moines, Iowa, and there's 24 spots and there's 65 people in camp. And when you start seeing people get sent home and then you realize this is for real.
Right.
And I left a teaching job, which I absolutely hated. That's not just, I'm not out here doing paperwork. And right. So I did not want to go back to that. So I did everything I could to make the team. But during the process, there was a guy named Vershawn Jackson out of Omaha, Nebraska. He had a brief stint in the NFL, and so he was in training camp with us, and he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. As he's signing his contract, John Snyder, who is now the general manager of the Seattle Seahawks, just small to ask him, hey, they got any good players out there? And he told him about it. So then I reach out to John Snyder, sent him my film, and he took a look at it. Nothing happened. Year goes by. I finish my season. I'm going down to the Senior Bowl with my agent. Call John Snyder again. Tell him, hey, man, I'm going to be down to the Senior Bowl. I want you to take a look at, I just want to meet you. And he says, oh, you're going to be down to the Senior Bowl. I'm going to work you out. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I think that's a lesson that I learned early on, that always be prepared, because opportunities will present themselves, but right. You got to be prepared. And this was in January. My season didn't start till like April, but I was training. I was already ready. I stayed ready. And they worked me out to Senior Bowl. I'm thinking, okay, I had a decent season in arena football. They're gonna, maybe after the season, maybe they'll take a look at me. And like 4 or 5 days later, they called me and said they want to sign me. And I was like, oh my God. So I probably, that was probably the most memorable moment, getting an opportunity to sign an NFL contract, which is a childhood dream. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe it. And so, yeah, I would say, yeah, it was, and it was
a huge life lesson.
Yeah.
It is. So listen, I'm going to pass the torch to Hollywood for a little bit and let you guys talk some X's and O's and a little bit about the IAL in general. And here we go. Hollywood.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, man, yeah. So, man, just to go back a few paces, Derek Stingley, I'm very familiar with him. Derek Stingley gave me my first ever head coach lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down to Georgia. He was down there with the Georgia Doom. He was the head coach.
Okay.
And I probably was about 20-0 at that point. And I went down there to see Stingley, and I lost, and I'm not happy. I owe him. So like Sting for sure. Yeah. But so when you played overseas, how was that playing overseas in Germany when it comes to, I know you said you was almost like you was Ray Lewis. I did a little bit of time over in Brazil and over in Mexico myself. So I do understand the fashion. So how was it for you when you played overseas in NFL Europe, and how you think it's going to be as it relates to the Arena League, the International Arena League going overseas? How you think that's going to be over there?
Yeah, I mean, I was at the time, I signed with the San Francisco 49ers, and my wide receiver coach, who coached me in the XFL, had got the offensive coordinator job with the Ryan Fire at the time, and he called me and wanted me to come over and play for him. And so I had my agent reach out to the 49ers execs, and they okayed me to go to NFL Europe. As you know, at that time, they would take 6 players from each NFL team. And it was an amazing league and an amazing experience. Man, that was my first time seeing people, they're just so free over there. The people were just so free spirited and welcoming. I learned so much on just how to enjoy life from those people. And like I said, it was some really good football, and the fans were just, like I said, it was just absolutely the best. Sorry about this. The fans were just absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you right now, as far as, in relations of what's going to transpire with you guys, these people love football.
Right.
And they're going to support. I think every game will be sold out. I think our stadium held about 45,000. Every game was sold out. When we played Frankfurt, they had a bigger stadium. I went in there, I couldn't believe it was 75,000 people all over the hill. I mean, it was nuts, man. And so I guarantee you, an arena football stadium, they will sell that out, and it's going to be loud. So get ready. And I promise you, they will show up and show out, guaranteed.
That's good. We definitely love the fans, right? We appreciate the fans. This is why we're doing these live, these podcasts, so that we can let the fans understand that we are absolutely nothing without them. We're excited about the international part of this league, right? Mm-hmm. We have arena football here already in America, and there's been some stints where it was in arena football in like China and different things like that. Yeah. But bringing it together is huge, right? When you bring both sides together, I think that's going to be just a great, huge dynamic where you're almost getting best of both worlds, right? So definitely excited about that. So when you played arena football, were you was it Iron Man? Was you the offensive specialist, or was it 8 in, 8 out? How was it when you played?
Yeah, so my first year playing, actually my first 2000, like it was Iron Man. So you couldn't once you go into the game, if you came out, you were dead. You couldn't go back in. So So it was 15-minute quarters. So what we would try to do, you would try to sub out at 7 and bring the next guy in. But sometimes, as you know, you can get stuck out there, and that's happened to me a few times. And I tell you, it's not. I mean, obviously, football is fun, but when you're just exhausted because you're playing special teams, right? Offense, defense. So you have to realize you're not coming off the field at all. And so they changed the rules where you no longer had to play Ironman football. Made it much easier. But I tell you, man, those were the good old days. Though it made the game very, very intriguing. Guys like Barry Wagner, I remember those guys just never coming off the field, and it gave you a real respect for those guys. It was unbelievable that this guy never came off the field. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's just great. The game arena football, again, it's just great. We're excited to have it again overseas. We just announced Glasgow overseas. We're just excited for just this game we love, right? You got to love the game of football in order to play it, because I tell people all the time, football isn't fun when it is. So
that's
you
true.
gotta love this game.
And you know what, Hollywood? Scott lives in Canada, and so maybe we'll get to see him.
That's great. Hopefully we can see you up in Canada. That'll be great. You know what I mean? Having those teams up in Canada, that should be fun. Like I said, this international arena thing is just going to be humongous. It's all over the place. We're just trying to spread arena football across the world, across the globe.
Right.
Let everybody understand, teach everybody, and also teach people the game. Some people overseas, the international, don't understand the game of arena football, let alone international. It's some people in America who don't understand the game of arena football. But once you get that understanding and understand how fun it is, but the best thing about arena football for me, it's always been one, the fans, and two, it's just so family friendly.
Yeah.
Like before the game to be, messing with TM, it's bounce houses, bands. There's gonna be food, it's gonna be drinks, carnival. It might be a pony out there. This is how crazy TM is, and so I'm just excited for the pre-game stuff, the post-game activities. It's just so many things for everybody, every language, every nationality, everything. So I'm just excited, man. But
it is exciting. Scott, do you have any questions for Hollywood before we're going to start getting interactive with our fans now, real quick? Do you have anything for him that you want to know or about IAL or?
Yeah. Well, so you guys are looking at possibly, obviously, coming into Canada. Have you guys picked out the locations? Yeah.
We have a couple. Those are going to be announced. I think they're going to be announced in the next week or so.
Okay.
But yeah, we do, and we're obtaining more. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm excited about spreading the word about this, and I just think it's people want to be entertained.
Absolutely.
And I think if you want to be entertained, go to an arena football game, and what you guys are doing, kind of bringing both worlds together, the best of both worlds, so to speak, is absolutely amazing. And I applaud you guys for everything you guys are doing, and thank you for doing this. The world needs this. The world needs this, right? Yeah,
we agree. And also, before we bring in the fans, please give a shout out to your podcast. Let people know where they can hear you, find you, and I think you've got some pretty big events you're doing with Dreams Podcast.
Yeah. Dreams Podcast, Locker Room to Reality, discipline, respect, education, accountability, maturation, success. Locker Room to Reality. Myself and my co-host Jackie Mitchell. He played in the CFL 7 years, a couple years in the NFL as well, and it's not easy making that transition from the locker room to reality, and that's kind of how we came up with the concept. And because our whole life we've been like me for a sec. I played football from 8 years old to 32. That's a long time, and you have this structured environment, people assisting you. You go to college, you don't stand in line with the rest of the students. They have your courses for you. You go play professional football, and they send a realtor out there with you. Hey, we have these houses. Which one do you want? I want that one. Or I'll take that one. Everything it's easier for you. So now you go into the real world and you got to do all the stuff on your own.
Right.
And then that's been what we've done for so long, and now we no longer have the fans cheering. We no longer have getting the preparation. Putting that helmet on. It's hard. It's not an easy feat to make that transition. So some of us have, and some of us haven't. And you're saying over the last few months, a lot of guys have kind of went left and are no longer with us.
Yeah.
It's just it's definitely something that we're proud of. And we've had some amazing guests on so far. We're just looking forward to continue to expand and continue to help so many people. It's more like kind of like a therapy session almost. You have an
amazing show. You have an amazing show. Yeah, I love it.
Appreciate it.
So listen, let's get to our fans because Scott, when they found out that you were coming on the show, it said, Scott Kloman, cool, an ex-NFL Europe Rainfire Player 2002. Greetings from Dusseldorf, right? And that came from Michael Klein. And so I believe, Scott, do you have a question for Michael Klein? And if Michael can answer the question, He's going to win from COO Tom Mitchell, is going to give him 2 season tickets
Okay.
season 2. Yeah, 2 season tickets for our Dusseldorf team. Michael Klein is going to win 2 tickets. So we're crossing our fingers for you, Michael. Okay.
All right.
So
All right.
Scott, what's your question?
All right. Shout out to Michael Klein. First of all, man, if he got a chance to see me play and when I was playing at the Ryan Fire,
Right.
Appreciate you. So look, here's a question. In 2002, it's a long time ago. Man, I must be getting old, huh? It's a long time ago. 2002. So I played with the Ryan Fire, and we went to the championship game and played in the World Bowl. Michael, who did we play in the World Bowl? So who did Ryan Fire play in the World Bowl in 2002? And what was the score? And so who won and what was it? Let's say, who did we play and what was the score?
So Hollywood, you're going to have to help me see some of these.
Okay.
These put across because that's pretty small for me.
Okay.
If you can, where's Michael? Michael Klein, are you there? And if Michael isn't answering, he might be thinking about his answer, Scott.
They probably Googling it.
Right.
Right? No, and he spoke with me earlier and said he was going to watch the live. So if for some reason we don't get Michael's answer right away, we will get back to you, Scott, and let you know if in fact Michael wins his season tickets for the IAL.
There he goes. Yeah, there he goes. He's right. Yeah, he's right.
He's right. Woo! Congratulations, Michael. I love it. So I know you were so excited to hear from Scott Kloman, as were we. Scott, thank you so much for being here with Hollywood Night today. Congratulations to Michael Klein, and hope we can have you back on in the future.
Anytime, and I'll definitely be coming to some games. That's for sure.
Great.
Thank you, Scott, man. It was a pleasure, man. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much, Scott. And Hollywood, can you take a look on the screen? Because we have some fans asking some questions. I want to make sure that we address those.
Oh, we do? Let me see what they got.
Yeah, it's just a little small.
Seeing the pieces coming together. I'm excited about the kickoff. All right. Let's see any questions. I don't see any questions.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you. You're welcome, Michael.
You're welcome, Michael. Congratulations.
You earned it, baby.
Yeah. Let's see if any more are coming by. So listen, as they are coming in, Hollywood and I are so grateful for all of you coming to join our Live with the IAL. We love this. And each week we're going to unfold more and more and more, peel the onion layer back and give you guys lots of information. What we need you to do is follow the International Arena League on Facebook, on Instagram, subscribe here on YouTube, and go to the IAL football website, learn more about the International Arena League, pick your team, and support. Get your tickets. Hollywood and I are both letting you know that they will be going fast. And yes, it's a few months away, but this is the perfect time to get them, okay? And then players and coaches, we're getting tons of DMs. We love it. We're getting messages, emails. Look, Dan Lust, Tom Mitchell, Hollywood and I, we love it. Keep them coming. But what you need to do is go to the IAL football website, click on the player submission tab. It has a section for player and coach. Click on that, submit your information. You will get contacted in some form or fashion. And so, yeah, just keep the questions coming in for Dan and Hollywood every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm with Coach Hollywood Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern with our Commissioner Dan Lust on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. We love it. Please, more fan engagement. We love to answer your questions. And with that being said, I I'm looking forward to Tuesday having arena football legend Randy Gatewood. So he is our next guest on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern here on Live with the IAL. And Hollywood, do you have anything else to say?
Stay tuned. Get your tickets.
All right. We appreciate y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.